Well, hello, everybody. Today we have with us Josh Niederhelman, who is the principal of COVCOR Development here in Covington, Kentucky. And Josh, thanks for talking with me today.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me.
You bet. Well, probably some people or many people don't know who Josh Niederhelman is, but we probably have seen a lot of the things you have your hands on in Covington. So maybe you can first give us a little bit update on who you are, your background, and what is COVCOR and your work there.
Yeah, so appreciate you having me on, like I said, and I'm actually a resident of Covington and live in the Licking Riverside neighborhood, and myself and family have been very active down here and trying to make Covington a better place. We've had a lot of investment just personally, and our real estate business is also located here. And so what we've tried to do is identify opportunities to make Covington capitalize on the opportunities that are here. And in doing that, we've established a real estate business that is focused primarily in Covington and the surrounding areas. And that's also somewhat synonymous with what we do outside of the Covington area in real estate development and investment.
Well, a lot of exciting things happening in Covington for sure, and have been for a good while now. You have played a key part of that, but all of a sudden now in 2020, things changed for everybody, and you had to deal with all areas of how do you open up a new project, how do you open up a new retail operation. Maybe you could talk with some of the challenges and maybe point out a few of those key projects, first of all, about the things you're trying to get on the ground and get opened up here in 2020.
Yeah, so we actually bought a handful of properties in the Roebling Point area of Covington, and this was about 2 years ago. And that was part of an opportunity zone, which some folks may be familiar with. And that economic development investment tool has been very beneficial to creating inflow of development and capital into areas that need renovation. So this area, Covington, had a lot of vacant storefronts for a very long time and some absentee owners. So being in the neighborhood and riding around with my boys on scooters and walking around the neighborhood, getting coffee and donuts and whatnot, we really started to brainstorm, how do we make something happen? Well, in real estate development, it takes a very long time. The deal cycle does, from concept to completion. So when the pandemic hit, we had 4 or 5 projects that were right in the middle of that development cycle. So it created a lot of challenges from financing. What do we do from a vision standpoint? Because that vision that we had at the onset might not be viable going forward with the new pandemic, social distancing rules and whatnot. So we really had to retool and step back and evaluate everything from the beginning again. But one of the projects that we were working on at the time was Covington Yard. And that project started out as really just a way to improve a vacant corner and eliminate blight. And we wanted to do that with minimal investment. But as things went on in the fall of 2019, we ended up with kind of the concept that has come to fruition today, which is with the shipping containers on site. And that shipping container project is not new. So we certainly didn't come up with this idea. We definitely plagiarized it, and we own up to that. But a lot of projects around the world use these shipping containers for different retail applications. But what we didn't really anticipate is that the outdoor nature of Covington Yard would be actually very beneficial to people during the pandemic in terms of social distancing. So that was an unintended consequence of our original plan.
Well, it's amazing to think about that. So you had these challenges to how to deploy your investment. And that's all by the very nature of being an entrepreneur and doing these things, especially in real estate. But then you add the pandemic, but it's good to see you've got a perspective that there was maybe a silver lining to this thing so that people could have a place to gather outside.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, unfortunately, we have to, right? There's a lot of businesses that have in restaurants and bars that haven't been able to open during these challenging times. So we are very lucky to have a setup and a situation that allows us to provide the opportunity for the community to gather. And folks ask me all the time, they say, how was it opening Covington Yard? And I tell them, there's no better time to open a community gathering space than during a pandemic. I say that tongue in cheek because it really is, it's gone well, but we weren't sure what the heck we were going to do when this all started in March. So it has been a challenge for sure.
Well, being at 4th and Green up there, you're a block away from what used to be the county building, and you've got a lot of residential development both on the plans and coming online there, and it's your neighborhood, right? So you've got every incentive to make this thing a real success, along with the other projects you've got going on around the connecting blocks.
Yeah, absolutely. The pandemic is obviously a challenge for us right now, but we designed and developed this project really for what's coming in the pipeline around the area. So like you said, the county building redevelopment, the apartments that are going on at Madison Place, the new music venue coming in Newport, some of the things happening at the banks. And we really were looking to have this in place as a meeting spot that is central to all of the new development around Northern Kentucky and Greater Cincinnati. And so people that attend Covington Yard, we really envision this as a point for meeting before events or after events. And if you don't have an event, you stay and you hang out with your friends and have a good time. But that challenge with the pandemic has really created a different opportunity for our operating partners to look at how to program the space, how to make it safe and inviting for the people that still want to be able to get out and experience community gathering. So we've worked with different groups to identify ways to host their events in a safe manner. We're not looking to really host events that close down the yard, but we do have the opportunity for Zoom casting. We did DBL Law's groundbreaking a couple doors down, and all their employees were able to socially distance and watch the groundbreaking as they brought down parts of the building at Covington Yard. So that was a lot of fun, and it was something that we really hadn't thought of prior to opening, but our operating partners were able to put that together, and it worked out well.
That's fantastic. Well, the idea of Covington Yard, the other projects you've done, I'd ask you one question in closing. Why is it make sense to invest in Covington? Why does it make sense to invest in Kenton County?
Well, number one is I live here, right? So I want to see this area grow and flourish and have a lot of the amenities that most people want to see in the neighborhoods where they live. So that's the number one thing. But number two, Covington has such a natural geography that allows it to capitalize on the investments and developments around it. The real estate is location, 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 and Covington has that and 3 times over, with the access to the highways, with the access to the airport, the proximity to downtown. There is a lot of opportunity for Covington and businesses that are looking to locate into the Covington and greater Kenton County area that we need to market and push so that companies realize what is available in this Covington area. So I looked at our investment and the developments that we participated in here in Covington as a marketing tool for the greater Covington, Kenton County area to bring new businesses here, to bring new residents here, and allow those people to see the opportunities that we see and hopefully have them invest alongside us.
Couldn't say, you can't say that any better, Josh. So I appreciate your amazing projects already and excited to see the future, and wish you and your family and partners the best of success.
Thank you. I appreciate it.